Top 10 Dating Mistakes Men Make, Major Turnoffs Explained. There are several behaviors that can unintentionally push women away, and here are 10 of the most significant ones, presented in no specific order. First on the list is having a negative attitude. If you often adopt a victim mentality, it can be a significant deterrent. This mindset suggests to a woman that you struggle to cope with life's challenges. If you find it difficult to manage your own life, how can she trust you to navigate the ups and downs of a relationship? Life is inherently unpredictable, and your response to its challenges speaks volumes about your character. Therefore, maintaining a positive outlook and taking responsibility for your circumstances is crucial. Next, we have the issue of not responding well to challenges, which can also be seen as failing to handle tests effectively. For instance, if you consistently agree with her opinions instead of confidently expressing your own, she may begin to lose respect for you. It's important to stand your ground respectfully and assertively. If you avoid confrontation altogether, she might perceive you as weak and incapable of managing a relationship, which is not the impression you want to leave. The third point revolves around insecure body language. This type of nonverbal communication can turn a woman off even before you have the chance to interact with her. So, what does insecure body language entail? It often manifests as slouched posture, which can stem from excessive gaming or prolonged computer use. Such body language can indicate low self-esteem, insecurity, or even mental health struggles, none of which are appealing traits. To improve your body language, focus on standing tall, keeping your shoulders back, raising your chin, and walking with intention. These small adjustments can significantly enhance your presence and confidence. You don't need to walk quickly, but rather take long, confident strides. This is another way to enhance your alpha-confident body language. Now, the fourth point is about bragging or boasting. Women are very subtle and can pick up on all kinds of very subtle hints, unlike men. So, if you're going to boast or brag, make sure you do it so subtly that you don't think she'll even notice. For example, if you're proud of your job, your car, your accomplishments, or anything else, it's okay to mention it in conversation as long as you're not saying it directly to impress her. If you're trying to impress her by saying it, that will actually be a turn-off. But if it comes up naturally or seemingly organically in the conversation, it's not a turn-off and can reveal evidence of your accomplishments, social status, financial status, or physical or health status. Whatever you think might impress her, you must find a way to bring it up in the conversation without being obvious. For instance, if you have a great job, you can ask her about her job or what she likes about it. Then, it's natural to say, "Yeah, I've been at my job for a long time. I really enjoy it. They really appreciate me because I get great bonuses or whatever." If you work for yourself, you can say, "Good for you that you enjoy working for yourself or that you like your boss. That's why I love working for myself because I'm in charge of my own hours and have unlimited income because I decide how much I work." You get the idea that if the conversation is about her and you know how the topic relates to her, it's natural to add your own status in that situation. There are other ways to do this. If you have something you're proud of but aren't sure how to bring it up, write a comment below. Let me know what it is, and I'll give you some ideas. So, I think that was number 4, wasn't it? Let's move on to number 5. This one shares a similarity with number 2, the tendency to falter in tests, or in this case, relationships, by consistently agreeing with everything your partner says. However, the issue here isn't just about agreement itself, it's the constant agreement. It can be surprisingly off-putting. Think about it. A woman, like anyone, doesn't always have all the answers. She needs to feel confident that the person she's with possesses their own thoughts and perspectives. If you're perpetually nodding along, she might struggle to trust you as a reliable source of support, especially when facing life's challenges or navigating difficult situations together. She needs to know she can lean on you, not just as an echo of her own views, but as someone who can offer a different angle, a potentially better solution, or simply a voice of reason. This stems from a sense of confidence, a belief in your own opinions, ideas, values, and problem-solving abilities. Constant agreement can inadvertently project an image of weakness, suggesting a lack of conviction. So, what's the solution? It's about identifying areas where you genuinely hold different viewpoints and engaging in constructive conversations about them. Now, this isn't about starting arguments, it's about fostering healthy debates. Disagreements, when handled respectfully, can be incredibly valuable. They allow you to explore the pros and cons of various ideas, philosophies, and approaches to life. Think of it as a collaborative exploration, where both of you learn and grow. Eventually, disagreements might escalate into arguments, but the goal is to have those discussions in a way that strengthens your bond, not damages it. Next up is number 6, presenting an inauthentic personality. This, again, is closely linked to the habit of always agreeing. If you're tailoring your behavior and opinions to fit what you think she wants, you're essentially committing to a role that you'll have to maintain indefinitely. That's exhausting, and ultimately, unsustainable. More importantly, women are often remarkably perceptive. We can usually sense when someone isn't being genuine. There will be a disconnect, a feeling that something isn't quite right between the person you're portraying and who you truly are. Being your authentic self is not only more fulfilling for you, but it's also more attractive. And what does that look like in practice? It means pursuing the things you genuinely enjoy, without apology. For example, if you're passionate about gaming, embrace it. Don't feel the need to hide that part of yourself to impress someone. Authenticity breeds trust and connection, and that's far more valuable than pretending to be someone you're not. Embrace your true self. If gaming is your passion, then be proud to call yourself a gamer. If you're an athlete, own that identity. The most important thing is to never hide or minimize who you are or what you genuinely enjoy just to please someone else. Authenticity is key in any relationship. There's usually a way to find a balance or shared interests that allow you and your partner to connect. However, if you discover that there's no real compatibility or common ground, it's actually a good thing to realize this early on. It simply means that person isn't the right match for you, and it's better to know sooner rather than later. So, always stay true to yourself and never feel pressure to change your personality or hobbies for anyone else. Now, moving on to another important point, having your own opinions. It's essential to develop and express your own viewpoints on a variety of topics. One effective way to practice this is by engaging in discussions with your friends or colleagues. Instead of just nodding along or remaining silent during conversations, start actively listening to what's being said. Take a moment to reflect on the ideas being discussed and figure out which ones you genuinely agree with and which ones you don't. Then, make an effort to voice your thoughts, especially when you disagree. This might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you tend to be shy or if you're used to avoiding conflict to keep the peace. Many people who struggle with social confidence or dating often fall into the habit of people-pleasing, which can make it even harder to speak up. That's why it's important to practice sharing your opinions in low-stakes situations, like casual chats with friends, so you'll be more comfortable expressing yourself when it really matters, such as when you're getting to know someone new. Being able to articulate your own beliefs and stand by them shows strength of character and helps you build more genuine connections. Why women are attracted to confident men. When it comes to attracting women, confidence is key. Women are naturally drawn to men who exude self-assurance and a sense of self-worth. In this article, we'll explore why women are not interested in weak men and provide tips on how to build your confidence to attract the kind of woman you want. The problem with thinking she's out of your league. One of the biggest obstacles to building confidence is the mindset that a woman is out of your league. This mindset can be damaging because it can lead to feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. However, it's essential to remember that women tend to date people who are at least on their level or slightly higher, at least in terms of perception. This doesn't mean you need to be better than her in any objective sense. It's more about how you perceive yourself and your abilities. The power of perception. Perception plays a significant role in how we view ourselves and others. When it comes to dating, perception can be a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it can lead to unrealistic expectations and a sense of inadequacy. On the other hand, it can also help us to see beyond surface-level flaws and appreciate the unique qualities that make a person special. The insecurities of women. One of the most significant misconceptions about women is that they are always confident and self-assured. However, the truth is that almost all women have insecurities and flaws, just like men. Whether it's a physical flaw, a personality quirk, or a mental health issue, every woman has something that makes her feel vulnerable and insecure. The importance of self-acceptance. To build confidence and attract the kind of woman you want, it's essential to practice self-acceptance. This means acknowledging and accepting your own flaws and imperfections, rather than trying to hide or deny them. When you can accept yourself for who you are, you'll be more confident and self-assured, and you'll be more attractive to women who appreciate your authenticity. The contagion of low self-esteem. Low self-esteem is contagious, and it can be damaging to your relationships with women. When you don't believe you're good enough for a woman, she's unlikely to believe it either. This can create a toxic dynamic where both partners feel inadequate and insecure. To avoid this, it's essential to work on building your self-esteem and confidence. Conclusion. Building confidence and self-esteem takes time and effort, but it's essential for attracting the kind of woman you want. By practicing self-acceptance, acknowledging your flaws, and working on your self-esteem, you'll be more confident and attractive to women who appreciate your authenticity. Remember, women are not interested in weak men. They're drawn to confident, self-assured individuals who can appreciate their unique qualities and flaws. This brings to mind another humorous thought. Anyway, it's quite infectious. So, how should you approach this situation? The key is to enter every interaction with the understanding that she has her imperfections. By doing this, you avoid the mistake of placing her on a pedestal, which is one of the most detrimental things you can do at the start of any relationship. In a healthy relationship, both partners should avoid idealizing each other, otherwise, it can lead to feelings of inadequacy and neediness. If you perceive yourself as not good enough, she is likely to pick up on that sentiment and feel the same way, which is certainly not ideal. Now, moving on to the next point, number 8, the challenge of not knowing what to say. It's essential to be able to engage in meaningful conversations. Recently, I created 3 additional videos where I shared 36 questions designed to foster intimacy, based on Arthur Aaron's well-known set of questions. These are excellent tools for keeping the dialogue flowing and for getting to know the person you're with on a deeper level. So, those are some valuable strategies for maintaining a conversation. Remember, it's important not to stress too much about moments of silence. A silence only feels awkward if you allow it to. In fact, sometimes, silence can be quite comfortable. There are moments when silence can be quite comfortable. It's perfectly fine not to fill every pause with small talk or chatter. One helpful tip for engaging in conversation is to ask open-ended questions. For instance, instead of simply asking, do you like pizza, which can be answered with a simple yes or no, try asking, what type of pizza is your favorite? Or where have you had the best pizza in the city? These types of questions encourage more elaborate responses and can lead to a richer dialogue. Additionally, one significant turnoff for women is the inability to maintain eye contact. If you find yourself frequently looking away and struggling to hold her gaze, it may come across as a sign of insecurity or even raise concerns about your intentions. No one wants to feel like they are talking to someone who seems untrustworthy. To foster a more engaging interaction, aim to maintain eye contact about 80% of the time during your conversation. It's natural to glance away occasionally, especially when you're contemplating your thoughts, but keeping your focus on her most of the time will help build a connection.